guys, welcome to another backbend class. This is a wheel focused class. So I'm going to be taking you to a full warm-up in the very beginning, but as always, if you're a beginner, the poses are pretty accessible, but you just want to fully warm up your body. So this is a Vinyasa flow. I'm going to be taking you to a full flow in the very beginning, and at the end, I'm going to be showing you how to get into wheel pose from Malasana squat. It's one of my favorite ways to enter wheel pose. So if it's not accessible to you, or you're feeling a little bit iffy, you want to pause or maybe just watch me first, because when you're on a wheel pose, you really don't want to tweak your neck by looking at the screen to the right or to the left so that you don't get injured. Alright, when you're ready, all you will need is your yoga mat. And if you're new here, hello, my name is Georgina. Subscribe to my channel and let's begin. Let's start in downward facing dog. Alright, so happy that my wrist is finally back. Find your downward dog, and I want your hands shoulders distance apart, feet hip distance apart. I'm gonna have my thumbs facing forward because this is less pressure for my right wrist that got injured. I still have to be careful because it's a tear. And let's start to connect with our bodies. Close your eyes in your downward dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, we want it as slow as you can. Continuing to breathe. And maybe now slowly pedaling the feet. You want to bend one knee at a time, feeling every part of your body from your toes up to your bum, down to your hands. Big breath in, breath out. Open your eyes, coming into your steady downward facing dog. We're gonna start by spinal rolls or with spinal waves. Tip your toes, tuck your chin to your clavicle or chest as you round your back, shifting your weight forward. Shoulders past the wrist, dip your hips, lift your tailbone up towards the sky, back bend. Look forward and coming back all the way, downward facing dog. Good, let's do that again. Round your back, roll your spine forward. Breathing in, breathing out as you come back to your down dog. You could experiment with your breath. Maybe you like it the other way around. Just continuing to do your spinal waves. Now, on your downward facing dog, we're gonna do spinal rolls on the side. So I want you to pivot your feet, bend your knees, and heels facing the right side. From here, from the bent knee, you're gonna roll your spine forward and roll it back. Good. And now you should feel this on your side body, your obliques. Just a different attempt or roll, right? Your side body. We forget to do this, but we always do the normal spinal waves. You also want to stretch your side body. Breathe. Now coming back onto your downward dog, and let's do that on the other side. Pivot your feet, heels now facing the left side. Bend your knees and roll your spine forward. Maybe breathing in and out. Well, not maybe. You really want to breathe in and out. But finding your breathing in or inhalation, depending on you. Maybe forward or back, whichever that feels good for you. Good. Coming back onto your downward dog. Now let's start to bend the knees and then straighten. Both, bend both and straighten. Last one, bend both and then straighten. Feet together. Lift the right leg all the way up. Breathe in. And then exhale. You're going to shift your weight forward, coming to your one-legged high plank slowly. Good. From here, you're going to come to your chaturanga with that lifted leg, pushing all the way up. Good. And back to your three-legged dog. Lift the right leg up. Good. Let's do that again. Roll your spine forward. This time, we're going to vinyasa through. Shoulders going to pass the wrist. Chaturanga. Upward dog. And good. Downward facing dog. Feet together. Breathe in. Left leg lifts all the way up. And then exhale. You're going to roll your spine to your one-legged high plank on the other side. Good. Again, shift your weight forward. Shoulders past the wrist. Going to push up here. Chaturanga. Push all the way up. Good. Lift to your three-legged dog. Good. Again, rolling your spine forward, high plank. And this time, vinyasa through. Shift your weight, shoulders past the wrist. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. And push back, downward facing dog. Good. Right leg again lifts up. Breathe in. Exhale, this time knee to your chest. You're going to tap the right shoulder. You're going to tap the left wrist. Tap the right wrist. And then tap the left armpits. Good. Knee to chest. Lift it up. Three-legged dog. Good. You're going to send it in. Knee to chest. Slide it outside of your left hand. Good. Fallen triangle. Pivot that left heel down. Left hand sweeps up. Good. And then bend the left knee, bend the left elbow, right or right knee. You get this, guys. We're doing this all the time. Continuing to bend and then straightening. And last one, bend and straightening. Good. Plant the left palm down, knee to chest. Good. And then step it outside of the right hand. Good. Drop the back knee down, right hand sweeps all the way up. Grab the back foot. Open the right knee out. Look up. Good. Release the foot. Drop the right hand down. And this time, you're going to bring the back knee and you're going to try to have that right shoulder underneath that right thigh. Okay, so you can adjust your foot to where it's comfortable for you. And then you're just finding this way. Just rock yourself forward and back. We're going to find our visvamitrasana here. So I want you to really loosen your hips, your legs. Maybe you're starting to rotate your hips. And then reverse the rotation. Good. Now from here, we're going to do a different variation. Drop the back knee down. You're going to pivot that left shin parallel to the edges of the mat. Good. And then to that 90-degree angle. And now you're going to have that right shoulder still underneath that right thigh. Okay, from here, coming into the flattened palm on the right hand. And you're going to bend and grab that foot with the left hand. Bend the knee. Okay, and then stretch all the way to your visvamitrasana with this kneeling variation. Straighten the right leg and insert or thread your head all the way to the armpits. Look up. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. You're going to drop that right foot slowly down. Good. And again, pivot that shin. Coming now to your lizard lunge. Lift the back knee up. Beautiful job. Okay, from here, you're going to pivot yourself, coming to your skandasana to the right side. Good. Breathe in. Stretch your arms all the way. Exhale. You're going to bind. Good. Breathe in. Reach your hands up. And exhale energy from your core. Switch skandasana to the other side. Good. Breathe in again. And then exhale. Bind. Good. Look up. I'm going to rest for a little bit here as we try to even out the feeling of the thighs And then you could even rotate the right foot here. And then reverse the rotation. Good, stretch. Good, now coming to the left side of the mat or your other side. Let's straighten the front knee, finding your pyramid shape. Good. And then we're just gonna stay here. We're feeling that stretch with the left leg this time. Good. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down to that left leg. Grab the backs of your left leg with the left hand. Good. Now, lift your torso halfway. Okay, from here, you're gonna try to really stick out your butt. Your thighs are now leaning, or left thigh leaning to the right belly, and see if you could let go of that right hand from the mat. Finding your balance here, so your weight is mostly now on the left side, right? And then drop it down. So I want you to really feel that strong legs, release the hand, find your balance, and drop it down. Good. This time, you're going to release the hand, right hand sweeps all the way up, looking down. See if you could give or send that right hand behind your back, slow and controlled. Good. You're kind of doing a half bind here. And if you got that core strong, you can bend the left knee, finding your balance, slowly still grabbing that left leg. Good. Drop the hands down. Good. Step the left leg all the way back. Good. Finding your high plank. Adjust yourself. Good. And shoulders past the wrist. Let's take our vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Good, lion's breath. Close your legs or your feet together. Good, let's push yourself all the way up. Shoulders are now next to your ears, right? Kind of hollowing the body. You're not really hollowing, you're visualizing that feeling. So that engages the core. Okay, breathe in, lift the left leg all the way up. Send it in, knee to your chest. Exhale. Good. Hold for a little bit. You're going to tap the left shoulder this time with the knee. Good. Tap the right wrist. And then the left wrist. And then tap the left armpits. Good. Right armpits. You're not done. And then send it again to outside of the left hand. Good. Finding your lizard lunge. Shift your weight forward and back. Drop the back knee down. Good. Left knee sticks out to the left side. Left hand sweeps all the way up. Grab the foot from behind. Breathe. You could either look up or straight ahead depending on how you're feeling here, right? So I'm just stretching here all the way. Release the foot. Dropping the left hand slowly down as you left foot flattens down. Curl the back toes under. Lift that back knee up. Good. You're going to send that left leg or left knee to your chest. Good. Lift it up. Three-legged dog. Breathe in. Knee to chest. Breathe out. Last one. Left leg lifts up. Three-legged dog. Breathe in. And exhale, you're going to slide it outside of the right hand for your fallen triangle. Good. Okay, right hand sweeps all the way up. Pivot that back heel down and look up. Breathe in and then exhale. Bend the right elbow and the left knee. Good. Whatever is the side you're doing. Continuing to do this motion. Stretch. Stretch the groin. Do it more. We're going to do it more than the other side. Good. All the way. Fallen triangle. Stay here. Now right hand will be parallel to the ground. Stretch your arms. Stretch everything. Hold it for a little bit more. And drop the right hand down. Good. You're going to slide that left leg to the midline or parallel to your hips. From here, you're gonna shift your weight forward. Good. And then chaturanga, try it. Lift it all the way up. Good, push up. Good, now knee to your chest. Lift it up, three-legged dog. Breathe, and then we're gonna take our vinyasa. Shoulders gonna pass the wrist. Chaturanga, upward dog, and downward facing dog. Let's take a moment here. You could rest in child's pose. So let's do that. Drop the knees and child's pose. If you're up for this, you want to interlace your fingers behind. Index finger is out. And then you're going to lift the index finger now pointing up towards the sky. Breathe. Let's open up the shoulders this way. Stay there. Continue to breathe. Good. Sending your torso all the way up. How are you doing? Okay, now you're gonna still have that fingers clasped from behind. Index finger is out, and you're gonna sit up onto your knees, and then you're gonna try. You could open your knees wider than your hips if that's better for you, to back bend. As you drag that index finger and hands down, you're also peeling your shoulders back. Good. And then you're now back bending. Let's start with a slight back bend. Look up. Now from here, your arms probably touching your glutes. I want you to squeeze your butt cheeks together, right? This allows for a better back bend now. Now your back is being supported by your glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your glutes. And then sit back up, or knees, rather onto your knees up. Stay here for a little bit, and you're relaxing. You're not squeezing the glutes anymore. Breathe. Take a deep breath in, back bend. Same concept, squeeze the butt cheeks together. And then exhale, squeeze the glutes some more. Strong glutes. And maybe you're now back bending and dropping the head if that feels good. And of course, if you need to grab your legs or your heels, that's fine. Finding your Urdhva or Camel pose. We're staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back up. Squeeze the butt cheeks together for that strong. Good. Coming back up. Sit down on your heels, thunderbolt. You're going to slide your hands forward, coming in to your puppy pose. Drop your chin. Of course, if you cannot drop, that's okay. You can drop your forehead. Wherever you are in your practice, you just want to adjust according to your body. And stay there. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer. Just breathe normally. Relax your body. Let your chest melt down. Try to breathe with longer exhalation. Okay, from here, I want you to have your hands more forward. Okay, adjust yourself where you can lift your knees up, right? I like my knees now more out of my hips, behind. And then you could either have your feet together or hip distance apart, whatever you feel here with your bone structure. You're gonna curl your toes under and lift the knees up. Good. Extended puppy, and then drop it down. Good. We're going to do this for 5. Ready? 5. Lift. Drop. 4. Engage your back muscles. You feel that. Focus on your back muscles. Good. Drop. 3. Lift. Drop. Last 2. Lift. Good. And drop. Last 1, lift and stay here for 5. Look up, 4, lift the chin up if you like for a deeper back bend, 2, And 1, drop the knees down, and you're gonna push yourself back from your child's pose, and we're gonna take a rabbit pose. A few breaths here. Relax your muscles now. And then when you're ready, you're gonna cup your heels with your hands and then drop into the crown of your head in front of your knees. As you lift your bum from your heels, straighten your elbows and then stay here for a little bit. You really want to feel your cervical spine here. And then everything, the thoracic, right? If it feels good for you, you could splay out your feet to the sides. I like my rabbit pose this way and my knees are touching, right? So it's gonna depend on you. Find what feels good for your bone structure. Remember, the bones or our bones, right, are always gonna be different. So whatever I look like, it doesn't have to look like that for you. You wanna modify that to your liking. Okay, 1 full breath cycle, breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're gonna come out of the pose slow and controlled. Lifting your head up last. And how are you feeling? You're gonna slide yourself or your left foot forward. Good, coming into this low lunge. Stay here. And we're gonna stretch our front leg. Good. Okay, from this front leg position, you're gonna pivot that right shin towards the left side. Okay, again, the shin is parallel almost to the mat, somewhere there. And then from here, you're gonna bend the front knee. Let's see if you could bend and straighten this way, right? I know this is a little bit kind of not anymore a pose, but it's a great opening of the hips. Good, right, the inner thighs. All right, bend your front knee. And you're gonna come into the left shoulder underneath that left thigh, right? So really lift or like drop your torso down and left hand will thread underneath that leg and then parallel to that left foot. Okay, you could even adjust this right shin to wherever it's comfortable for you for your visvamitrasana. And then from here, plant the left hand firmly down and you're gonna send or grab that left foot outside with the right hand, fold it this way with your knee, and then look to the right, straighten that left leg slowly and until you find that straightened leg. I know this is a deep stretch. Welcome to your visvamitrasana. Look up. Breathe. Good. A few more. We're going to hold it for a little bit and drop it down. Good. You could adjust that right leg to wherever it's comfortable for you. It's going to be different depending on our flexibility, right? From here, drop the palms down and then shin is going to be back to that neutral position and left leg sticks or send it back. Okay, coming to our tabletop position. You're going to arch your back this way, all the way. And then you could lift your torso up more or like your fingertips, right? To get that arch back even more. And then bend the elbows and straighten. Okay. Getting that arch in your back so you're not rounding, right? You want to keep it bent. We're trying to do back bends and then bending and lifting. Good. Bending and lifting. Pairing it with your breath. Good. Now coming to your thunderbolt pose. I want your knees forward because we're going to come to our wheel pose. So adjust yourself. You want to be in front of your mat. And then from here, we're going to do some shoulder rotations, okay? Let's breathe in first. Reach up. And then exhale. You're going to drop your hands behind your back. Good. Interlace your fingers. I always like my index out because it just really feels that energy line, right? So depending on you, you don't have to. Okay, from here, you're gonna send your hips forward. 4, 3, strong glutes, strong quads, drop. 2, drop. and 1. Stay here and then release the hands. Left hand will now thread behind your waist, or and then see this palm is facing the right side. Okay, now I like you to touch your palm like this. Okay, like that, you see. And then stay here. Now splay out your elbows. And then I want you to have your rib cage drawing in. Good, strong core here. Good. Fold your palms. Just stay there. Now I want you to squeeze your butt cheeks together. Strong quads. Strong inner thighs. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. To release, you're just going to sit down and release the hands. You want to shake it up, and we're going to do that on the other side. Okay. So lift again, your hips all the way up. Right hand sweeps behind you. Left palm facing now the left side. Good. And then left hand will touch the other palm, like a prayer position. Now I want you to splay out your elbows to the sides. Squeeze your butt cheeks together. Inner thighs are strong and engaged. Hold for 5, 4. We're gonna hold it slow. 3. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the butt cheeks. Work on your gluteus muscles. 2. And another long 1. All right, release the glutes and then sit down, release the hands, shake it up. Good. Now I want your hands placed to your shoulders, and let's do shoulder rotations forward. Rib cage in. Let me face you at the center. Good. Really full extension, or like 360 degree, right? 360 degree rather. Okay, and now let's reverse the rotation. Good. Now drop the hands down. Right hand sweeps up. Breathe in. And exhale in your Vajrasana or Thunderbolt. You're going to slide out left hand to the left side and really bend the elbow or the body. And I want your hip bones to be staying grounded, right? This is easier to keep your bones or hip bones grounded. Sit bones rather than the Sukhasana. That has a tendency to lift one cheekbone, right? And then if it's comfortable for you, you could start to pulse that elbow drawing down. Pulse. Really getting that, feeling the side body really elongate and stretch. And now stretch right hand on your hands, right arm is now parallel to the ground. And even maybe you're now forming that rainbow shape. Lift up. Good. Rainbow. Lift up. Rainbow. Lift up. And last one. Rainbow. Stay there for 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. All the way. Good. Let's do that on the other side. Right hand slides to the right. Left hand breathe in. Reach up. Exhale, slide your right hand and bend your left to the right side rather. Now I want your focus on the hip joints, right? You really want to firmly ground it. So you're really just feeling this on your side body, and then maybe parallel now the arm to the ground. Same thing what we did on the other side. And then slowly you're going to pulse that right elbow down and lift up. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stay there, and maybe if you're comfortable to drop the elbow. If not, that's fine. Wherever you are, this is going to depend again in your flexibility and bones. Now all the way rainbow with the arms, and then maybe up. Okay, rainbow shape and up. Last one, rainbow and up. Stay in the rainbow. Good. Bend. Hello. We're now upside down. And coming back up. Good. Now again, I'm going to come to the top of the mat. And then when you're ready to come into your wheel pose, you may or may not follow this with me, right? Coming into wheel pose in a Malasana squat. So if you're comfortable in your Malasana squat, yogi squat, prayer position, and your feet are in a V shape, right? Splaying your knees out. You really feel your groin area very much open. Release the left hand. You're going to have it behind you. And then you're going to face that fingertips towards the midline or the opposite direction. If it's the left hand, it's going to be towards the opposite direction, facing the right side. Drop the left hand firmly, and we're not going to do wheel yet. I want you to just focus on this. Right, your hips, you're going to lift it up from your Malasana squat and then drop it down. Okay? Lift it up and drop. With that rotation. So this is really opening the shoulders. If this is inaccessible to you, you could just have your hands facing back, right? This requires more shoulder opening, but you really want to get used to that, right? You want that 360-degree rotation with your hips. So just continuing to do this to really activate those quads. Well, we did a lot of activation earlier, but I want you to really get a feel of that. Okay? Activate. And then maybe now your right hand starts to lift up. Good. Continue to do it. You're basically facing the left side, but you're lifting it up slowly. Good. And same concept, we're going to do that on the other side. Coming back to your Malasana squat, center yourself, breathe in, lift your hands up. Exhale, drop your hands to your chest. Good. Let's do that on the other side. So same concept. So your right hand will face to the right side. Drop it down behind you to where it's comfortable, right? The distance. From there, again, same thing. I'm not going to do that. So don't copy me. Wherever you're comfortable because of my right wrist injury again. And then maybe you're now lifting and confident to lift the left hand up. And then drop it down. Lift it up. Drop it down. Lift up. Drop down. And as you notice, whenever you're lifting up, you're squeezing your butt cheeks together. You're not sloppy with your butt cheeks. Right now, I'm holding this. My butt cheeks squeeze together. That engages your quads, your inner thighs, and everything in your legs, right? Good. Now, you want to try to rotate. So from this position, from lifting yourself up, you want to rotate that hand, the left hand, opposite to direction and coming up and doing that. Good. So we're now doing half wheel. And then coming back to Malasana. So we're going to do that opposite sides, switch sides. Okay? When you're ready, left hand drops behind you. Engage your quads, your glutes. And then you're going to draw half circle with the right hand forward first to the left and then back. Up, look back. And then coming back to sit down. Switch sides. Right hand drops down, left hand sweeps forward. Now lifting the hips up, now to the right and back. Good. Your head is now facing back. And then same thing to get out of the pose, half circle. Good. Now left hand drops down, right hand forward, all the way up. Draw half circle, and maybe you're now touching the ground or the mat. It doesn't have to touch. If this is your first time doing this, it doesn't have to touch. Switch side, right hand drops down, left hand sweeps forward, hips up, good. And then draw half circle with the hand and dropping down. Maybe again you can touch the ground. Good job. Coming back to your Malasana squat. How is that? Okay, let's first stretch the legs. Whoo! I love this. Inhale to lift up, and then exhale to fold. I like my feet a little bit apart this time. So find what works best, right? So we're just gonna counteract all that Malasana squat. That's a good ankle mobility too. If you need more ankle mobility warm up, if that hurts, you wanna roll your ankles. And you wanna counteract that too if you're kind of, feeling a little bit hurting with the ankles. You want to maybe, if this is comfortable for you, so find what works best for you that's comfortable, right? From here, you could just do this. This is kind of like my lazy way to do my ankle mobility. right? And then do that on the other side. Good. Now, if you want to do it both, I'm show you another way. I want my knees together now, and then just have your fingertips behind you, and then you're gonna send one foot forward. So now it's like this, right? Can you see? I mean, of course not. I'm gonna show you the other foot first, like that. Good. This is my hard side because of my bunion surgery. I have a pin there. I used to not be able to do this. I couldn't even tiptoe on my left foot, trust me. And then the other side. If you feel that your toes are strong enough, you could actually do both, right? So it depends. And then you want to really drop the bum. This is like the same concept when you're doing alien back bend. Dropping the bum and then lifting it up. All right, release. And then stretch again the legs. Reach up, breathe in. And exhale to fold. Paschimottanasana with a wide-legged stance. Stay there. Is your leg shaking? Good. For our finale, we're gonna do the wheel pose with that way I taught you. Okay, this is, of course, if you need to just watch me and then you can play this again later, or then you can try or attempt it after watching, right? So this is going to depend on how you're feeling. I just don't want you to injure yourself. Coming to your Malasana squat. Good. With you, I'm very sure you will have that one side that you will feel more comfortable. That's why I had you do both sides, right? Because then you will be able to figure out. Sometimes you cannot really bend all the way back, right? So now, you're gonna same concept. Fingertips draw towards the midline. Left hand now, or right hand sweeps forward as you lift the bum. And now you're gonna draw again, half circle to the left, all the way back. Good. You're now finding your wheel. So basically, you're dropping the right hand, facing now towards your feet, right? I'm not gonna push it too much. And then doing that, as you put the weight to the right, then you could rotate the left hand now facing towards the midline. And then you could just find your adjustment here with your wheel pose. Again, this, of course, having to be on your wheel with 3 support, say for example, without the other hand, requires a lot of strength too. So I didn't start like that, right? But eventually you'll be able to do that if you can't do it yet. So just practice all the time. You got this, all right? So now, find what works best with your wheel. Try to speak right now in your wheel if you're there. If you are having a hard time speaking, you're definitely having a hard time breathing, right? So notice how I'm speaking normally. It means I'm not having difficulty breathing. That just takes practice, you guys. The technique is to really stretch your spine fully. I'm gonna get out of the pose because it's hard to talk like that. Whew. I'm gonna face you. So if you cannot speak normally there, it means that, you're having a hard time breathing as well. Same thing. So when you feel that you're not breathing normally, it means that your spine might be still scrunched together, right? The technique in any back bends, you really want the spine fully elongated, fully stretched up. So imagine each vertebra, right? We have this disc, intervertebral disc. You want those intervertebral discs very cushiony, right? So as we age, we lose that. Depending on whatever condition, if you have scoliosis like me, you definitely get to impinge that and it hurts. That's why it hurts to sit down for long periods of time. So you want to fully stretch it before you do any bends. That's why I had you bend the sides, bend the back, before you bend the back. That's really, really important. All right, that was a long talk. It's a little pep talk. And also I'm trying to kind of rest because that is intense to talk while you're doing that. All right, let's do it again. You could even do the wheel pose from this seated position, not in your Malasana. So I'll show you. Same concept. So whichever hand you're more comfortable towards the midline. And then from here, you're just basically gonna lift your bum from the mat, kind of like a reverse tabletop. Right hand sweeps forward and half circle. Good. And then finding your wheel. Good. Adjust your hands, both now facing towards your feet. And then you could drop your palms firmly down. Good. Now from here, this requires a lot of proprioception, right? You don't even probably know if your hands are, or your wheel is in a good form. To know that, your ears is a good indication if it's right next to your arms. And you really want to press your head more forward, now past your arms, right? And really opening the heart space. Maybe now you're straightening your legs, if that feels comfortable for you. For me, I really like my legs straight and then feet together or just close apart. This requires a lot of, again, flexibility with your spine, so you don't have to. Now from here, as you push forward, breathe in, and as you bend the knees, drop the bum, I exhale. Good. Breathe in, push forward, straightening the knees, and then the elbows, and push back. Exhale. I'm not straightening my elbows as much because of my wrist injury. I just want to be careful. And then to get out of pose, same concept. You want to open your feet as wide as you can, or your mat, a V shape, and then same thing, half circle shape with your arm, coming back to sit down. Of course, that requires a lot of energy and muscles, flexibility to do that. So it's okay if you can't. It takes time, it takes practice. And yeah, we should counteract that back bend. Whatever you want to do, you could just stay in your rabbit pose, or you could maybe do the firefly pose with me, right? Let's do some Basana. This is my favorite really way to do or counteract with my back bend. All right. Maybe one leg first, and then the other leg. Woo! I'm not flattening my palms because of my wrist again. So I'm just holding this to really counteract my back bend. I'm shaking my legs and drop. Good. Whew. And now let's do our Baddha Konasana. Feet together. Breathe in, straighten your spine. And breathe out to fold. Butterfly pose. Good. Love this too. You could even round your back here to counteract that back bend if you like. And you could stay here as long as you desire. Good. Stretch your hands if you like, if that feels good for you. You could end in Shavasana, of course, if you desire. How are you feeling? Was that very intense for you? I know that requires a lot of practice. If you needed more time to maybe warm up fully, which is really normal, right? You can really warm up more. I have a lot of warm-up videos here. You could check it out. I hope that you enjoyed that class, and if you did, you know what to do. If you're always here, give this video a thumbs up so I know that you like this, right? And we'll do more of these. And then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye! Ooh, this is another creation of mine. Do you like it? Let's hide the mic stuff. Hopefully it doesn't fall off like the last time.